The Ministry of Transport and Mining remains committed to being the driving force behind a sustainable and reliable transport system.
We journeyed through a pandemic, inevitably but cautiously. Closed our borders just for a bit, but reopened with safer airspaces, and positioned mining communities to benefit more from the land's rich resources. In all that, the engines of the Transport and Mining Ministry never failed, and successfully we ventured to the end of 2020. Traffic signals along the upgraded 3 miles and Hagley Park corridors in St. Andrew were commissioned into service last year.
And so, as the days and the weeks are ticked off, rest assured that persons will start to not only see, but feel the benefits of the improved works that we have done along Hagley Park Road.
Under the National Works Agency's Maintenance of Secondary Roads program, $17 million was spent to repair sections of the Orange Hill roadway in western Westmoreland. Work continued on Fairfield Bridge Road in St. James, where the final stages of the first phase of the Fairfield Bridge to Tucker Rehabilitation Project was completed. The NWA also repaired 5.2 kilometers of roadway from Guava Ridge to Content Gap in St. Andrew.
We know that there are many roads out there that are in need of some attention as we push to try and make persons a bit more comfortable when they are moving around the island.
Transportation largely consists of the movement of people, cargo, and services on land, sea, or in the air. It is the responsibility of this ministry to regulate and manage these vital activities. This ministry is about moving people, not vehicles.
In 2020, the process to obtain a learner driver's license was significantly altered, requiring that individuals first visit an Island Traffic Authority examination depot to do the multiple-choice road code test as part of the application process. And the rules were changed so that individuals wishing to apply for a provisional driver's license must obtain a pass mark of 75% on the road code test.
The test is expected to confirm that the applicant has knowledge of the road code, which entails the general rules of the road, road signs, and road safety.
The Transport Authority partnered with the Island Traffic Authority to expand the reach of its services for testing and licensing of PPVs and commercial carriers in Westmoreland, and then St. Mary after renovating offices in both parishes. And a policy decision was made to allow bike owners to apply for a road license to operate a public passenger vehicle.
We cannot continue to do business in the Transport Authority the same old way. We have to modernize the Transport Authority and the way we do business.
But that's not all. 30 youth from Kingston were selected as the first persons to benefit under the Transport Authority and the Hard Trust NTA driver training program.
Over time, we will have a pool of certified professional transport agents who will be able to safely carry your children and yourself about your business as you take whether the bus or the taxi. We have to be more professional as we look at this industry.
And the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, made some significant shifts upon the announcement of Jamaica's first COVID-19 case in March of last year. The ministry made the mandate for first responders to ride free on JUTC buses, as well as the Montego Bay Metro buses from March to September. Temperature checkpoints were set up at JUTC facilities for staff and visitors. Personal protective equipment were provided to staff, and the JUTC also made it mandatory for all passengers to wear a mask to limit the spread of the virus. Buses were and continue to be cleaned per cycle trip at the Halfway Tree Transport Center and North and South Parade terminal points, while depots and high-touch areas were cleaned twice weekly. And for those passengers who did not have their own sanitizers, sanitization dispensers were installed on buses. The ministry also sought to secure the safety of students, donating 2 school buses valued at $19 million to Taki High and Mile Gully High. Our marine industry rocked to the waves of development as the House of Representatives passed the Shipping Amendment Act, which will allow Jamaicans working in the merchant shipping industry to experience improved conditions.
This is truly important for Jamaica, as there are approximately 10,000 Jamaicans working on cruise ships in the hospitality division that are going to benefit immensely from this provision.
And the Maritime Authority of Jamaica modified guidelines for the operation of small vessels, requiring that passenger carry vessels transport no more than half of the regular assigned capacity, up to a maximum of 10 persons.
We are steering forward with the new airport developments.
Last year, Aeronautical Telecommunications Limited, Aerotel, implemented modern air traffic control technologies to achieve 99.9% aeronautical systems availability. Aerotel also concluded implementation of the Network Operations and Control Center (NOC). It allows for complete remote visibility of the aeronautical network infrastructure island-wide, with the ability to diagnose and respond to faults. The Airports Authority of Jamaica also implemented COVID-19 airport protocols to ensure the safety of passengers. Sanitization stations were in place for workers and travelers. Face masks and personal protective equipment were also provided. Temperature checks and health monitoring were done on a real-time basis. Physical distancing guidelines were strictly enforced. The entire airport community also received training to equip workers with the skills to manage protocols.
Mr. Speaker, mining today remains one of Jamaica's main sources of revenue.
In the mining sector, grants totaling $9 million were awarded to 12 mining and quarry operators to stimulate activities to counter the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on their operations. The Bauxite Community Development Program made $60 million available for mining communities to create sustainable projects that can ensure there is life after bauxite. 2020 also witnessed miners benefiting from the creation of a web map showing the development of minerals and quarrying activities throughout Jamaica, after the Mines and Geology Division launched its Mineral Information System. And this is where the 2020 year in review for the Ministry of Transport and Mining closes off. There are many more feats to name and count, but that's why the wheels are still in motion. Let's see what 2021 brings.
Like all things, we face challenges, but we are ready to step up to the task. We continue to work because we have an obligation to the people of Jamaica to do what is best for this nation.